Okay.
You're good.
Hey guys, Andy Marcoux here from Coachman'sDelight.com, and this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a little while because this harness thing has been coming up time and time again, and I keep meaning to update you on it and just say there's some weirdness going on here. So this is a really nice little harness, actually. This is Eden and Amy, right? Debbie. Amy's holding the iPad. So, okay. So, Amy, bring the iPad over here. And I want to look at this little feature on the harness right here. Now, I think this is an idea that started in a really good place. This little ring here is allowing that trace to move no matter what the line of draft is that the carriage dictates for the pony that's wearing the harness. And so it's a pretty good idea, I think. But what we have is the anchor point here. So Amy, come from like a little more bird's eye view, if you would. Yeah, good. And what this anchor point is effectively doing is shortening the breast collar. All right, so go back to where you can see the whole breast collar pretty well. Essentially what happens is the effective breast collar is ending here. All of this behind really doesn't have that much to do with the weight bearing. It really can't bear any weight back there. On Eden, it's really not that big a deal because this is about the length breast collar that I put on her anyway. Maybe it's a wee bit shorter than I would put on her, but not a whole lot. So it's not creating much of a problem with her. I've been seeing harnesses where the harness maker has been moving this anchor point further and further forward to the point where I've seen harnesses where the anchor point is way the heck up here, and that would be like just putting a little tiny breast collar on, because it can really only bear weight from anchor point to anchor point. So I don't think it's something big that you need to address necessarily. Keep your eye on this, because if we come in a bird's eye view here, Amy, maybe like really on top of her. Let me steal the iPad from you. And we look from this position right here, we can see that, Amy, if you could pull that carriage back a little bit, so we're pulling her into draft a bit. As she gets pulled into draft, this part of the harness can get pulled into the pony. That's all right, you don't have to pull her that much. God, Amy, you're powerful. Okay.
This horse is a lot bigger than she looks.
So what that ends up doing, come back so we can talk and I can see everybody here. What that ends up doing is pulling that harness into the ponies. Now on this harness, it's nicely rounded here so it doesn't create a burr or anything like that. If the harness is squared off at all, I've seen that cause rubs on horses. And I've seen the harness come back and interfere with the saddle. And so now we end up transferring draft weight into not only the breast collar, but the saddle of the harness at the same time. So, as I say, I think this is a nice harness. This one's one of the comfy fit harnesses, and I think they're pretty well made harnesses. But I'd really love to see it if this point of draft were either closer to the rear neck strap or even behind the rear neck strap. If it were behind the rear neck strap on this particular harness, well, that might be a little bit long on Eden, but at least it would be kind of pulling away since the single tree is wider than the pony. It's got a little squeezing effect on her, but not too bad. So when you're out shopping for harness, and it's not happening just on mini harness, but it's where I'm seeing it show up the most, is on small pony harness or on mini harness. Make sure that you get, you can have this anchor point with the ring so that it can move with the point of draft, but make sure it's back here by this neck strap hanger instead of way up here by the front neck strap hanger. So I guess that's it. This is Eden. She's very cute, clearly. Tiny little nose. Love it. And that's it. I'm Andy Marcoux from CoachmansDelight.com, and enjoy the rest of your day. If you like these types of tips, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button on YouTube, and you'll get more of these tips in your email. Take care.